mean, the Canadian team up here, I think they're even more advanced than what the U.S. side has been doing, and even if you look at it global, they're doing some exciting things up here. Depending on the channel you're talking about, they have a lot of services out of their integration center. They have a lot of logistic services. They have integration services. So there's a few things that they're doing up here well that I think we can take back. Just the process in which they manage these more complex solution sets are something that we'll be taking back with us. Understanding their line card requirements to make sure we have the proper suppliers to support the solutions that they're providing. So yes, I would say there's a few things that they're doing well up here that we need to learn from.
When we look at the North American configuration overall for Ingram Micro, one of the things is the customers are fairly separate between the two countries, but a lot of vendors and suppliers and technologies investments are North American and sometimes global in nature as well. So it's good to have the resources we're able to rely on. And I think if you look at cloud and the investments we've made in cloud that are primarily based out of the U.S. but have been adopted in Canada and now are going to be part of our global strategy, I think we're going to see the exact same thing with mobility coming out of Mike and his team.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And then the aggregation of a lot of the services. So if you look at our cloud service strategy, we're aggregating a lot of different service providers. So instead of, when you say cloud services, what does that mean? So we're aggregating many different services that people would have to go one-off and sign up with Microsoft Exchange or VMware or Symantec. You can come to our portal and actually pick multiple service providers into a single portal, and we're going to look at expanding that in mobile, adding mobile applications, adding MDM software, MDS software, so you can go to a single portal and build out the solution set. So that's from a cloud services, we're almost an aggregator of those services to make it a one-stop shop, and I think that brings a tremendous value to that value-added reseller, so they don't have to go sign up with 12, 15, 20 different service providers. So MDM to me is like saying services. It's a big, giant word, right? And MDM is kind of a market segment. You have software in there, you have hardware in there, you have management, tracking. There's a lot of different things that fall into MDM. And are you talking about tracking vending machines or transportation services or healthcare services? So again, it's one of those big words, so we're trying to break that down into those market segments. But if you're going to step into mobile, I would say look at your customer base and where you've seen success, where do you add your valued services, and understand how mobile's playing in that marketplace. And then you'll understand where you want to start. And then when you engage Ingram Micro, we can sit down together and kind of walk through your business model. Where do you want to start to play in the mobile space, and then start to build out the line card strategy, the services strategy, to make sure that when you go to market and you offer that service, you have the ability to provide everything that you've promised.
I think a lot of VARs have moved naturally to BlackBerry Enterprise Server, and that's kind of their first foray, dealing with sometimes a different department altogether internally for them. So a lot of IT people in VARs or in end users are becoming more active in the telecom solution at that point. As well, we have activation services in agreements with the three major carriers in Canada, with Bell, TELUS, and Rogers, that VARs can sign up a contract with us so that they can get a bonus for signing somebody up on those agreements, and we've seen that as being an entry-level point. It's a fairly simple transaction and doesn't leave money on the table for VARs when they're involved in a solution. But we had the two teams together today kind of collaborating through, and I think that really what Michael's team is going to bring to bear is the resources, first of all, that wouldn't make sense to have that kind of investment just in Canada, right? So as he starts to put his team together and include some people who've worked for Ingram Micro already, but also some talent from outside who are in the industry, and they're kind of the experts in this area. So we've been looking forward to being able to coordinate with them and collaborate as we go through, when we talk about say accessories, for instance, right? An entirely separate market. There aren't distributors out there, like the distributors are usually accessories focused, right? Or they're over on the mobility side. But we think with our broad line abilities, we're able to play in both areas. And Mike will be able to bring in resources who can focus on those areas to help bring our expertise level up, so we don't have to invest from scratch in Canada.
Ingram is in mobile. They've made a significant investment into mobile. We're very excited by the future. We're very bullish about the future, and we can't do it without our value-added resellers, right? We're a two-tier distributor, and so enabling our VARs to be successful will drive our success. We can't be successful without that value-added reseller, so we're ready to engage, we're ready to assist in driving those services. So we want our customers to know we're ready to engage and have those conversations, because without them, we can't be successful.
Yep, and Michael and his team will be in Colorado Springs at the BTN Invitational coming up, and we'll be presenting there. And that'll be our first major presentation to a big team of ours to be able to show them exactly where our strategies will be and how they can engage Ingram Micro.